Ryan, we'll just take a look at some of your swings from the last term and perhaps some from earlier in the year as well. So basically I think everything's going along pretty good. You just got to keep working on hitting fairly straight shots to a little bit of curve one way or the other, and work out what the best way for you to do that is. So it might be slight changes in ball position or club face position at address, or a little bit of change in the release, or maybe even the swing path. So we'll just take a look at a couple of swings here. So yeah, my impression here of this particular swing, which was in let's see, it's in April, is that your arms just go back a little bit inside, and then the club appears to be a little bit outside your hand. So I think that partly comes from your arm hang at address. So your arms certainly hang down pretty much straight underneath your shoulders. So I think that if you got your arms just hanging a little further away from your body at address, that would probably get a slightly different look in this takeaway. So when we compare that to maybe a swing where you're doing a swing with a weighted club, for instance, and these are continuous swings here, but we can just see that let's say at this position here, your arms are a little further away from your body. It just looks like the club is swinging back in a better path, and therefore a better plane earlier in the swing. So I just think a little bit of arm position slightly further away from your body, and then to do some training with a weighted club, maybe with the swing guide on there, is not going to hurt you, because it's just going to simplify the motion and make it so that you're up and down throughout the same path and same plane. Same thing we see with the swing guide on. I think that can simplify things a little bit as well. So that sort of takeaway looks pretty good to me as well there. We'll just take a look at a couple of swings from front on. So again, it sort of looks like, even from this position, that your arms are pretty relaxed in close to your body. So maybe just get, again, perhaps more evidence that you could get a little bit further away. And if you get that club head a little further away, it's actually going to generate more club head speed. So but the key thing is we need to make sure that it's not compromising your balance, and that your weight isn't getting towards your toes. Again, in that one there, we can just see that the arm's just going in a little bit. So it just gets a fraction deep here at halfway back. I'd rather see that shaft a little more this way, hands a little more closer to in the center of your chest, and that way you probably wouldn't get as much of a situation where the club comes from inside too much. So that's not too bad there though. But there's also a little bit of an issue with at times that you come from inside a fraction too much, and you tend to over-release the club face, flip the club face just a bit, and that's quite good, that one there. We'll just take a look at another couple. So this one, we can just see there's a little bit of over-rotation of that club face. It could very well be that you might have hit this shot in the heel, which is going to give it's actually going to make that club face close over more. But I think that if that situation, obviously, if that was occurring and you're hitting out of the center of the club face, would be a little bit concerned, because that's probably going to make the ball curve a little bit too far right to left. So we'll just see how you go swinging the swing guide, and as long as you're thinking that it's just going to go back into that left forearm on the follow through, your club face is going to be pretty close to square in relation to the path on the way through. So if it's not over-rotating through this area here, you're going to find you can hit it pretty straight consistently. So taking a look at the driver now. So this was back in January, February, March. Again, that first move there, just those hands look like they're just going a little bit in. Okay. Fraction deep, but I mean, you're going to see a lot of players on the PGA Tour that swing it in much worse positions that you do. Things that I like about your swing, you never seem to get the club face into a closed position, in your swing. So that club face there is pretty close to being square. Maybe that's a tiny bit closed. Coming back down, club face is in a good position there, toe up. We just got to be a little bit aware that sometimes you can go after it a little bit too much, so the timing of your arm swing and your body turn may get out a little, and therefore it can be harder for you to square up the club face if your body gets out of the way too quickly. But that looks pretty good. And your setup looks good there. And I'd be suggesting, if you're going to hit little draws and little fades, definitely just move that ball a little bit more back if you're going to hit a draw, and get it as far forward as maybe off the left heel, which is where you've got it there when you're trying to hit your fade or your higher left or right shot. And yeah, there maybe just looks like at halfway back you're for the amount of rotation of your body and where your arms are, it looks like your arms must have gone round a little bit. So I reckon just swing those arms up a tiny bit more. Yeah, and this is quite interesting that with the driver, your head actually rotates to the right, and you're sort of looking at it that way. And with your shorter shots, your chip shots, you tend to work it the other way, where your head almost goes to the left early before you've hit it. So now looking at a couple of these chip shots and pitch shots, the important things here, I think, are that you're going to have a nice shallow angle of approach when you've got a good lie. So that's shallow angle of approach needed for shots around the green when you're playing your bunker shots or your chip shots. So to do that, you need to have a relatively forward ball position, or pretty much even weight distribution, not too much shaft lean, and then not too wristy, and so that's good, not too wristy on the backswing, and you're not developing any lag on the downswing. Okay, so we can be nice and shallow coming into the ball and fairly well trim it off. And again, some of the things we've talked about before, just maintaining that posture a little longer into your follow through. So you do tend to just come up and out a fraction early with these shots around the green. Maybe we'll see the same thing with this bunker shot, that you can actually come out of your posture a little early. So yeah, you actually look like you're almost going backing up this way as well as going up here. So I just think you need a little bit more discipline there. It could just mean the difference between catching one a little clean or not, and you do that once every couple of rounds, and there's 2 or 3 shots gone in a 4-round tournament. So I still think you need to work on maintaining that posture a little longer in your follow through on those short shots. We'll just take a look at this bunker action here. So again, we need to make sure the ball position's forward, pretty even weight distribution. A lot of these bunker shots, you're going to be, and shots around the green, it's going to be more so the distance control and feel and touch that you have rather than the technique. So I think you've got a good technique already. You just need to further develop your distance control and your touch. So you need to be practicing bunker shots out of all types of lies and different lengths and different conditions, and have that instinctive. And we're sort of seeing the same sort of thing here in your bunker shot as we do in the full swing as well. So, just a little bit more arm hang away, I think, at address, provided it doesn't compromise your balance. So I think if you continue to work on manoeuvring the ball a little bit with your long shots, and you find out what is the most effective way for you to do that, and you continue to develop your short game distance control and work out what sort of putter you're going to use on a consistent basis, then I'm sure you can continue to improve and get where you want to go.